I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Manano. And today we're gonna talk about my first hand experience with an asthma attack. So, let me try and make this brief. I don't want to make it go too long in this video. As you would remember in my last few videos over this last month, I talked about me having chronic asthma and talking about, what happened to me during that time, being diagnosed with it again, with chronic asthma. I want to explain what asthma is first. Asthma is basically an inflammation in your narrow tubes of your lungs. Cause of inflammation of tightness, short of breath, wheezing, and coughing. What you would need basically is this asthma pump. And what you would need to do, what it does is basically expand the tight, narrow tubes of your respiratory system. So you won't, be at risk of having an asthma attack. The worst time my asthma act up is during the springtime. And when it's the springtime, that's when, tree leaves bloom, flowers bloom, and all that shiz. But not only that, come its way, it's the pollen. Yeah, it's the pollen that gets on my damn nerves, because I have no choice but to carry this around. Before, I never really did. I just had it once in a while, but as I, grow up, I will require it more now. So let's get down to it of why I need it now than ever. It was May 15th, I believe, 2018. I was in Brooklyn at the time. And I decided that day I wanted to go on a stroll. I walk all the time. I'm always active, so I just wanted some fresh air. So I went on a walk, and I noticed in my neighborhood at the time, I noticed the trees are nicely bloomed, beautifully bloomed, and looks very nice and pretty. But then once the wind blew, all I see was yellow speckles in the air, and I'm like, it's about to go down. So I didn't really care too much about it. I just, walked still, trying to, just get to where I need to and just get back to the house. And it was so crazy. As soon as I started walking, I breathed in the air while the pollen was coming through. And I'm like, oh, whatever. And next thing you know,
your girl was feeling kind of funny.
My chest was tightening up a bit, and I was breathing weird, and I started coughing out of nowhere. I didn't have the allergies or anything. I didn't feel sick, but I just started coughing, and it wasn't sick cough. It wasn't like a common cold cough. It was more like a dry, itchy cough, and I'm like, what
the hell?
And then I started to not breathe a bit, and then I freaked out. And then I wondered, then I'm thinking, yo, is this what it is? Is this the asthma attack? And so I started freaking out. I panicked. One thing I advise y'all to do if it was your first, God forbid, if you experience your first asthma attack, my best advice to you guys is to
do not run.
Do not run. Don't run. Because what will happen? It will make it worse. It'll make it tighter. You won't breathe. And while you're running, you're still using your respiratory to run. The hell would you run? Well, you can't breathe. Anyway, that's what happened to me. I panicked. I ran. I was almost 2 blocks away from the house. So I'm like, okay, no biggie. Run as fast as I can. But the more I ran, the more I couldn't breathe. The tighter my chest became, and the more I was coughing. And I was like, this is it. I thought I was gonna pass out. I was so scared. So I made it to the house. Long story short, I made it to the house, and I'm banging on that shit. I was like, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh man, ridiculous. I walked in. I ran. I dashed to the hallway, went into the room, grabbed this guy, and took more puffs than I could. And that's a lot, honestly. But when you're in that situation, I believe to me 4 was enough because that allowed me to really, regain my breathing pattern, and I eventually stopped coughing. And then I got emotional. Reason why? Because I'm thinking about everything. My sister, she had asthma, worse than I did, when we were kids. And then fast forward, my younger brother, he has asthma. I believe he may have a chronic asthma thing like me because I've been told he had it when he was a kid. When he was a kid, I was told he had it, and he needed like a chamber to help him, breathe, help his lungs to be stable. So I'm like, oh, that's serious. Thank God I don't have to go through that. That was my ego speaking. Thank God I don't have to go through that. I'm thinking, I'm like the health nut in the family, so I'm like, nothing can happen to me, bravado type, feeling. So yeah, I got emotional thinking about all these things, thinking about everyone else going through it, and thinking about how I was like, I never went through, but I was thinking, oh man, I was so mean, because, I wasn't like, oh, making fun of them. I was feeling sorry, and then I look into myself and I'm like, you can't, lesson learned. So, I got emotional. It was an emotional time because I was thinking about, how serious this condition is, how serious it could take you away. Like there's death causes due to asthma attacks, and that's a serious situation that we all have to go through who have this condition. We have to be careful. We have to take precaution and all that. I love sports. I used to play sports. I love dancing, walking, running. I'm always active. Let's just say I love being active. So to be told, oh, I can't be as active as I am today, and I go to my doctor and say, you cannot, be as active as you used to be due to this condition getting worse, it would crush me. So that part I was like really thinking about emotionally, like, I gotta take precautions. I gotta take this seriously. So now, from that day till today, I carry this everywhere I go, especially this season right now. Especially what we're all going through right now. Especially with the pandemic and all that. When I'm going out, I always carry this. If I don't have my mask, I always have this. This is way more important than anything. I don't care, like, pollen's flying everywhere. They're not people, but it's something that could attack me. So, yeah, that was my story, and that's the lesson I learned, is to not take shit for granted. I mean, I look at it this way. I look at it as like, despite what I have back into my life, I have no reason to stop what I'm doing. Basically, my attitude was this: it is what it is, but I could beat the odds. And that's all I gotta say. Reason why I'm bringing this topic up, because May, this month, is Asthma Awareness Month, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about my story experience of what happened to me that I didn't even think of it happening to me. I didn't even expect it to happen to me. I thought, okay, I got this condition, but I'm normal like everyone else. I'm still normal like everyone else. It's just I need to, take precaution. I need to listen to my body. I need to listen to myself. So that's the main lesson I learned out of my whole experience, out of the whole story. And that's the lesson I'm going to teach y'all. Like, just listen to your body and all that. So fast forward, after I've, recovered, I rested for half the day, actually, and gained my recovery back. I was chilled after that, but during that moment I was like, I never want to experience those little minutes again. No. So that's all I have to say today. Those who have made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm serious. I appreciate it. We out here. I just keep it going. I keep it moving. you know, like and subscribe on my channel down below. Like, subscribe, whichever, you know, just, you know, be aware that this is what it is, but, you know, we have every reason to beat the odds. So, you know, I will see you later. Stay safe.